So yeah, this one we're gonna start off like this. Okay. Wait. Boom. Wait. I said, let me get a boom. See, simple but effective intro. What's up, YouTube? What's up, family? What's up, newcomers? Welcome to the channel. So yeah, see the title. Every psycho killer explained in 10 minutes. Now you know these these are some heavy hitters. All right, these are legendary. You know, like yeah, they did deserve the death penalty. Okay, we don't even know who. Oh wait, we do know they found the DNA for him. Yeah. Now you. Oh wait, we don't know who. We never found this one. Yeah. I know. I know everyone. All right, we about to get started. All right, let's go.
Ted Bundy. He wasn't like other cold-blooded murderers. Handsome, intelligent, educated, Bundy easily gained women's trust. But behind that facade was a true demon. Ted Bundy was born in 1946 in Burlington, Vermont. Grew up not knowing his real parents. He was raised by his maternal grandmother as her own son. Obsessed with violence from a young age, neighbors recounted that Bundy liked torturing animals. Hurt by his
That's where it starts right there. I told you that's exactly where it starts. Cause y'all picking up the roadkill, right? Y'all herding squirrels, right? You torturing the rabbits, not feeding them for days. Like you're doing weird activities. That's where it starts, and then that's how you know. Yeah.
first love. When his first girlfriend broke up with him, he completely changed,
That's
becoming
where it
cold,
starts.
hating women, and this might have been the turning point that led him to kill. From 1974 to 1978, Ted
You know, you just can't be scared of rejection, though. You know, the worst thing that she can say is no. I mean, yeah, but nah. If she want to embarrass you in public, she gonna do it. Especially when they be doing like this. That's the one of the pet peeves too that I hate. When they just be talking to somebody and they just glance over you, like, no, I'm not gonna. I don't want your number. No, then just glance. Make sure somebody see them. Like,
Bundy targeted over 30 women across the United States, but the real number could be much higher. He had a familiar tactic, pretending to be injured, then approaching kind-hearted young women, asking for help. And when their guard was down,
it's so scary, especially in this day and age too, because it's like, okay, if somebody did come up to you or you just see them, like, hey, can you help me? I'm hurt, and you have a big heart. Take me to the hospital or something. You can't trust them because you don't know. Look at that.
after taking his victims to secluded locations, he not only raped and murdered them,
Here we go. Here we go. With the when I get mine time, I'm doing this to y'all too. So and y'all gonna watch them.
but also committed gruesome acts. Ted Bundy didn't kill to cover up his crimes. He killed simply because he liked it. In 1975, police coincidentally spotted a suspicious car speeding late at night. Upon inspection, they were shocked to find handcuffs, rope, knives, and a ski mask in the car, all tools he used for his crimes. He was brought to trial and convicted. Bundy escaped from prison in Colorado twice. During his second escape, he went to Florida, and within just 1 month, he brutally murdered 3 more young women at a university sorority house. In 1978, Bundy was caught again after a patrol officer checked his ID. Ted Bundy's trial in 1979 was the first murder trial in the U.S. to be broadcast live on television. Millions watched as he defended himself, but no matter how intelligent he was, Bundy couldn't escape conviction. He was sentenced to death 3 times, and on January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was officially executed in the electric chair. Jeffrey Dahmer. When talking about the most terrifying serial killers, Jeffrey Dahmer cannot be ignored. The mass murderer with a penchant for cannibalism and performing horrific experiments. Dahmer was born in 1960 in the U.S. As a child, he preferred dissecting dead animals to playing with friends.
That's where I'm telling you, do whatever you want to do with your kids. This is what I'm gonna do, right? I am the chill, laid back, you know, which is cool. But when it is time to, show out, then that's just what's gonna have to do. All right. I see my kids playing with frogs, catching the frogs, chasing after raccoons, or whatever weird activities that they do. You just have to stop it there. Now, parents, hey, y'all are getting soft. Y'all are. Do I advise beating kids? Do you whoop your kids? I don't know. I just think, okay, 13, that's it. As soon as they eighth grade, that's it. Stop. Because the importance of a father in the household can change everything. Think about it. Do you want your daughter on the streets selling her body because she don't got no father figure to tell her to stop? Because she's not gonna listen to the mom. Or do you want your son to do crimes and steal all this because he don't got no father figure either? Fellas, fathers, step up. Do your job. You know, you obviously do want your kids to be better. It's just how you're gonna do it. But yeah, I think just at the age of 13, 14, at the age of 13, 14, yeah, just stop the whoopings. Now, I'm not gonna say no crazy thing. We are bad. I'm not gonna say, yeah, hit your kids with the hangers and all that. No, just a simple belt. 2 to 6 whoops. That's it. Because obviously, okay, yeah, they are getting older. What is the reason? There's no reason to whoop you no more. Just take what they love, which is that phone, because everything is the phone.
Was a handsome student with a friendly, gentle appearance. Who would have guessed that behind that face lurked a true monster? From 1978 to 1991, at least 17 young men disappeared after meeting Dahmer. He lured them to his apartment with offers of free photo shoots, then drugged them.
Hold on, Shell. I don't know what's going on in the background. I'm just gonna wait till it just gets quiet. So we just gonna have to just wait. All right, all right.
Strangled them, and began his horrific experiments. He dismembered his victims, keeping skulls, bones, and even eating some body parts. On July 22, 1991, a potential victim luckily escaped the apartment and ran to the police. When police entered Dahmer's home, they were shocked to find Polaroids of dismembered bodies, human skulls on shelves, and a refrigerator full of human remains. In 1992, he was sentenced to 16 life terms. In 1994, while incarcerated, Dahmer was beaten to death by another inmate with a metal bar.
Yeah,
Jack the
I heard
Ripper.
that.
Over 130 years ago.
Oh my goodness! I'm not trying to start this over. We just gonna have, okay. I'm just gonna wait till just fully quiet because this video has potential. It does. It does. But we have to wait for the background to be a little bit more quiet. But the thing with Jack the Ripper, I think we found his DNA like 200 years later. But I mean, hey, back in those days, oh yeah, I would have been doing numbers too. Oh yeah.
In the Whitechapel district of London, a mysterious killer spread terror. He became known as Jack the Ripper, the first serial killer to haunt the entire world. From August to November 1888, at least 5 women were brutally murdered. All were prostitutes living in poverty. They had their throats cut, abdomens mutilated, and some even had organs removed from their bodies. What's terrifying is that the murders all happened at night, on deserted streets, and within just 15 minutes, Jack carried out his brutal acts before vanishing without a trace. He didn't just kill, he he taunted the British police. He sent numerous mysterious letters to newspapers. In one letter, he even included a piece of a human kidney, claiming it belonged to a victim. Police believe Jack the Ripper had anatomical knowledge, possibly a doctor or a butcher. However, he was never caught. And for over 130 years, numerous theories about his true identity have emerged. A member of the British aristocracy, rumors suggested Prince Albert Victor, Queen Victoria's grandson, was Jack. Some believed he was Sir William Gull, a physician with deep anatomical knowledge. Another wild theory proposed Jack the Ripper was actually Jill the Ripper, a female killer seeking revenge against prostitutes. Despite hundreds of suspects being questioned, Jack the Ripper remains a phantom who was never captured. John Wayne Gacy. Gacy was born in 1942. A model citizen, a successful businessman, even politically active.
Like, where did it go wrong? A businessman? He had to be single, right? You know, it had to be. There's no way, but you got to realize when you have everything, it's just boring. What can you possibly do? Like, okay, you know, being poor, that's depression. It generally is. It is. If you make only enough to pay the bills, that's depression. What do? You don't even have nothing else left over. And I guarantee you get paid bi-weekly, right? So now you have to wait a whole extra week again. See?
He often dressed as Pogo the Clown, performing at charity events. But behind that friendly facade was a true monster. From 1972 to 1978, numerous young men vanished without a trace in Illinois. The victims were mostly teenage boys, runaways, or those tricked into seeking work. They all disappeared after encountering Gacy. He often lured victims.
I mean, I'm sorry, but to be honest, yeah, they didn't have no chance, man. Y'all are teens. Look at his weight.
Tricked into seeking work. They all.
There is no way. Double chin. Oh yeah, he gotta be like 290. Yeah, there's no way y'all could unless. Nah, but RP to them, not him. RP to the kids, man. Yeah, y'all didn't have no chance, man. I'm sorry. You can't. This weight, and he's way stronger.
Disappeared after encountering Gacy. He often lured victims to his home, pretending to perform a magic trick.
See, that's where it goes wrong again. Stranger danger. And he said, "Oh yeah, you want to see a magic trick? Come to my house." No, you could just perform it right here in the public.
And putting handcuffs on them.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards, Gacy tortured, and murdered his victims, burying them right under his house in the crawl space. When his crawl space was full, he started dumping bodies in the river. In December 1978, a 15-year-old boy went missing. After telling his family he was going to Gacy's house for a job interview, police raided Gacy's home.
Yeah. That's the problem. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say it. Somebody just comment down how many times I'm gonna say, see, that's the problem, or whatever I'm saying. See, going to somebody's house for an interview, for a clown act. I don't even think that exists no more.
And were horrified to discover human bones protruding from the soil. In 1980, Gacy was sentenced to death for mass murder. But even facing the death penalty, he calmly stated, on May 10, 1994, Gacy was officially executed. Charles Manson.
Was he the one that was serving them burgers or something? It was one of them too. It was like he cooked them and then they were serving them as a burger. Yeah. I really never got into the story. I don't really know what he did. Obviously murder, but I don't know really what he did.
If you've heard of the murder of actress Sharon Tate, that was the most horrific crime committed by the Manson family. Charles Manson didn't directly kill anyone, but he brainwashed dozens of people, turning them into fanatical killers. Manson was born in 1934. His mother was an alcoholic who was imprisoned for robbery. Growing up, he was constantly in and out of reform schools and spent much of his young adult life in prison. After being released from prison in 1967, Manson gathered a group of disaffected youths in California. He proclaimed himself a messiah, spread conspiracy theories about an impending apocalypse. On August 9,
that's what happened with Heaven Gate or something. Like Heaven Gate, he just influenced everybody. Yeah, like, okay, you guys. So this is the last day. We're just gonna cover ourselves up with a blanket and let's just go to sleep forever.
In 1969, following Manson's orders, a group of his followers broke into the home of actress Sharon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant at the time. They brutally stabbed Tate and 4 of her friends to death.
Hold on, background, hold on. Through all that happens, I would still be resilient, you see. They tried to stop us, but we're gonna keep going.
Leaving the word pig written in blood on the wall. The next night, Manson ordered the similar murders of Lino and Rosemary LaBianca. After the murders, it took police months to connect the dots. He was sentenced to death, but his sentence was commuted to life in prison when California abolished the death penalty. He died in prison in 2017 at the age of 83. Richard Ramirez. In 1984, the entire city of Los Angeles was gripped by terror as families were attacked in their own homes. The perpetrator was none other than Richard Ramirez. Ramirez was born in
I heard about this story. They caught him by the church.
1960,
That's
growing
what
up in a violent, impoverished family. But what turned him into a crazed killer was his cousin, a war veteran. His cousin recounted graphic details of killings during the war, even showing Ramirez photos of mutilated bodies.
Yeah, you see, that's what me. Like, it is sad that we are used to gore. I mean, it just doesn't faze me. I mean, yeah, go on Twitter, and then yeah, you're gonna see what you got to see. Then the deeper you go, it's just see, because people throw up at that. People. The Terrifier 2. That was nothing. I'm used to seeing all of that. People throwing up, running out, crying. I'm sorry, but that just your brain is numb to that, and hey, that just
This
what
made
happened.
Ramirez obsessed with killing from a young age. From 1984 to 1985, Ramirez committed a series of murders in the most horrific ways. He broke into victims' homes late at night, waiting for them to sleep before attacking.
Oh,
After killing, he drew satanic symbols on the walls with blood. Residents locked their doors tightly, afraid to sleep. Police mobilized massive forces but couldn't find him. On August 31, 1985, Ramirez walked into a convenience store, but a resident recognized him from the news. They immediately shouted, and the whole neighborhood chased him through the streets.
that's good.
Civilians beat Ramirez, holding him down until the police arrived. Ramirez was sentenced to death on 13 counts of murder, but he showed no fear. However, he didn't die by execution. In 2013, he died in prison from liver cancer, ending one of the most terrifying crime sprees in American history. Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer is
We don't really know. We never knew who this was, so I
not only
don't
one of
even
the
know what was his story. So we about to tune in right now.
most notorious serial killers in American history, but also an unsolved mystery. He sent coded messages challenging the police, but to this day, no one knows who he really was.
Yeah.
From 1968 to 1969, the Zodiac murdered at least 5 people, but he claimed to have killed over 37 victims. First confirmed attack was in December 20, 1968. A young couple shot dead in their car in California.
Wow.
Next attack was in July 4, 1969. Another couple attacked. The man was shot but survived. And the most infamous attack was in September 27, 1969. Zodiac, wearing a black executioner's hood, attacked a couple in broad daylight, tied them up,
In
and
the
stabbed
day?
them dozens of times. After each murder, the Zodiac sent letters to newspapers with chilling content. He described the killings in detail and dared the police to catch him, and sent ciphers, claiming that if solved, they would reveal his identity. In 2020, a team of codebreakers solved one of the Zodiac ciphers, but it contained no clues about his identity. Police had many suspects, but no one was ever convicted. Ed Gein, the Butcher of Plainfield.
I think I heard this, but I just forgot. We about to tune in. Let's go.
If you've seen The Silence of the Lambs or The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, did you know? These films were inspired
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I know, yeah. Leatherface is based off of him. Okay, yeah.
by Ed Gein,
Yeah.
a killer whose hobby was crafting objects from human bodies. Ed Gein was born in 1906 in a small town in Wisconsin. He grew up with a religiously fanatical mother who constantly taught him that women were sinful and sex was disgusting. In 19
I mean, you can't say that because you had them, right? It is. See, this is what God said. Wait till marriage. See? Because look what's going on, right? Look what's going on. I'm talking about y'all women is proud to be Bobs. And that's perfectly fine. You know, it's either you're going to catch the disease or you're going to have a surprise, which is a kid. It's not worth it. Be loyal. Then I can't say that because, like, that's what I hate with the females. Like, okay, enough with the zodiac stuff, please. We don't care that your ex did you dirty because he was a Cancer. Now you don't like no Cancers. We really don't really care. You sound stupid and you just want to be heard. I don't know where y'all got that from. Oh yeah, I believe in zodiacs, and I'm just spiritual. Okay, bro.
1957, a woman named Bernice Worden disappeared in broad daylight. When police searched Gein's house, they discovered a scene of horror beyond imagination. A house full of artwork made from human skin, a mask made from a human face, a chair upholstered with human skin. Although many consider him a serial killer, he actually only confessed to killing 2 women, Bernice Worden and Mary Hogan. Most of the bodies in his house were exhumed from local cemeteries, where he dug up corpses to conduct his morbid experiments. He was arrested and declared legally insane, sent to a mental hospital instead of prison. He lived there until 1984, when he died of cancer.
Wow, Judge, that's what you're gonna do to him? I don't think prison is good for you. You're just a little stuck in the head. So you're just gonna be in this solitude confinement. Okay, right. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Wait, I forgot. Okay. On 3, Power Rangers on me. 1, 2, 3. Power Rangers out.